Alright, so we're here on the heels of previous video. This is the Governor's Basin. Um, you know, the downside to being in one place, territorially speaking, for some time is that you become incredibly desensitized to things. And you become a little bit fussy. Just a fussy. So you begin making such ridiculous statements like, I don't think it's actually worth it. It looks kind of which I think is a travesty because as you expose yourself to the enormous beauty that's all around you, it is a little bit egregious to get to the point where you're like, right now, this is the top of the Governor Basin. The views here are, well, there's the views, right? It has some other views. Here. It has this view, right? And then there's that view over there. Right? But you have to keep in mind that for the amount of effort that's required for you to come to a place like this, is this view actually worth it? You know, if this was my first day in Colorado, I would be like, wow, that's the coolest thing since peanut butter and jelly. But I've been here for a while, and I'm gonna be here for a while. So you have to be cognizant of that notion. So to get here to the Governor's Basin, by the way, you can't proceed further because they gated it off. There's also some other road. There's like an active mining operation here. And there's a road that supposedly goes there-ish somewhere. But honestly, I highly doubt, with all the muck, all the slush, all the everything that's along the way, that it's actually worth going that far. I'm sure you could probably get there. I just don't. But here, let me spin you around just to show you what the Governor Basin looks like. So, in my opinion, this basin looks a lot better from below than it does from up high. Reason being is because you see this view from a much better vantage point while visiting the Yankee Basin. Also, it's basically one shelf road to get here. Now, I am, like I said, desensitized to a lot of things, and haven't been in Utah driving all those shelf roads, and haven't been here in Colorado driving shelf roads. They don't really bother me all that much. Somebody who is just not used to this kind of thing might begin freaking out a little bit. Not this guy. The most dangerous part about the shelf road. Oh, by the way, those are the other kinds of flowers that I was talking about. There's blues and burgundies and yellows and sure. Let me spin you around this way. That way you can see my ugly face. So the biggest problem with roads like this in general is that your vehicle isn't designed, generally speaking, for such a steep grade. And when all of those roads were first put into use, they were not designed for vehicles either. I'm pretty sure that some couple hundred years back, it was people on horses. So there's that. But it's the coming down part that's the most difficult part, because if I spin you around this way, and you look all the way over there, right? That's where I came from. That's the Yankee Basin going up. Right? I am easily a couple thousand feet higher, right? And it's that grade. It's really hard to show. I'm trying to. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Here, maybe you could spot it. Right? Imagine, like, draw a flat plane going forward, right? And so this is probably a 15% grade, which isn't the steepest. I've been on steeper here, where I cook my tires, cook my brakes. But take your time. Obviously, with the snow and the slush and slippery rocks and everything like that, is it really worth spending time to come out here? I don't know. But that probably explains why in all of this time I've only seen 3 razors, a tour company, which, okay, whatever, and then I'm guessing a worker from the active mine that's over here, which I think is kind of weird, you know, because whenever you picture or think about a mine, you know, you think of giant equipment and massive operations and like a bazillion people working there and all this infrastructure. Colorado has been anything but. It's just basically, typically, a dilapidated structure of sorts that just completely ran down, looking like it's been sitting there since like 1922 Depression era. Sorry. Not enough oxygen. Whew. Yeah, so that's another thing. Doesn't take much. And it's the weirdest thing, you know, I was talking to my camp neighbors. They hit the nail on the head. It doesn't always hit you, right? It's not like you suffer from it all the time. It's when you do something, and all of a sudden you do something else, and boom, it hits you just like that. So, whew. Okay, maybe I'll make it up in about 10 minutes. I only have to walk. There's my truck, but it's the last 50 feet that count, don't they? So to get you an idea, height-wise, we're in 11,000, 12,000, 13,000 foot elevations. That's 11, 12, and 13,000 foot elevation higher than what I'm used to, the one my body is acclimated. Ooh. Let me see. This over here says that the active mine was discovered in 1876, for reference. And then it talks about how it's a dead end, and there's a gate, and there's also another road through slush and stuff. Oh my goodness. Let me catch my breath first. I got a couple more trails on the way back. Silver mine and some other thing. Have to think whether I need to do them or not. Because I do have to hit up the grocery store in ouray. I think. If not, if I make up my mind on that, either I'm going to grocery store in Silverton or I'm going to grocery store here in ouray. Whew. You know, I'd like to make some cheesy lines saying that the views are breathtaking, but I'm literally out of breath. Believe it or not, I actually flew Not this, maybe this guy. Yeah, I think this guy. Right almost to the top. My drone allowed me. I was high enough at Yankee Basin that it allowed me to actually get up in there. So the video is going to be spectacular. You know, I'm so looking forward to just sitting down, locking myself in the room, and just going to town on editing. The downside is, for reference, those of you interested, I record about 12 hours every single day. So it's already been from June 1st, I mean from May 1st to June 27, 8, whatever today is. Right, so that's already 2 months. And I'm gonna be recording at least for another month, maybe even longer. I'll have to give it some thought on that matter. So it's a lot of editing. Usually to edit 10 hours worth of video into a 5-minute clip takes about 30 hours of time. So there's gonna be just roughly, I'm guessing, a couple hundred videos coming out of this. There's going to be oh, well, I guess now is a good segue too. So there's going to be a trail video posted in its entirety. So just the trail of what the trail is. It will be a visual guide for those people that are interested, and there's a lot of people interested in that stuff. It allows people to plan properly. So that's majority of it is going to be with the GoPro that's up front. The 360-degree camera that's over there is filming for Google Street View. So all of the trails on which I was on are going to have that little yellow portion that you see on Google Maps. It's going to be a lot of uploading because it's a lot of mileage. In addition to that, there's obviously going to be you know, my camcorder, which is 4K. There's going to be lots of drone footage, and once I'm done recording that, there's also going to be a lot of cinematic, kind of like wow sort of video footage. And then once I'm done street mapping everything, I'm also going to mount additional cameras to the front and the back of the truck to provide some extra cinematic footage if I can. Because I'm gonna be doing a lot of those trails all over again anyways. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna use my Skydio though. It's that little follow me drone. The problem is I'm driving way too slow for it, and when you're driving way too slow for it, what it does is it begins jerking, and it flies a lot. Like, you can't make it fly slower, which is kind of, I'm not okay with that. I think there's a way to just, maybe there's a way, but even if there was a way, just logistically speaking, there's far more people here than there were in Utah. So I don't want to be caught as I was with this grumpy tour guide over there, down below. Well, he asked not to be on camera, so I'm not gonna put him on camera. But that's just a perfect thing, you know, like some people just don't have any patience. So there's that. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna mosey off towards Ouray and make my final determination on whether to hit up a grocery store over there or not. And then hopefully a couple more trails. There's one that's really hard to pronounce, something like Porpear or Porcupine or Por something. And then there's also that silver mine. And both of them are on the way back. So I may save them for a working day in the week. So I'll have to think about it. But my list of places I haven't visited yet is ever shrinking. So the also another downside, you know, is just territorially. Like for example, if I wanted to hit up a place, you have to drive to Timbuktu first to be able to go there first, because a lot of those mountain roads, they're like that. So, finally caught my breath. I have to say, at face value, this place has its own kind of feng shui feel to it. You can see where the clouds are forming. The mountain peaks are touching the sky. And just to be out here all by my lonesome self for the moment. Maybe it's for the best. I'm having some time to heal and process last 24 hours. I'm gonna be in a world of hurt for a while. So maybe that's part of the reason why I'm appreciating this a little bit less. But it is what it is. Alright, I'll catch you on another trail.